And we are off. How are we doing, guys? Jem here. People have been asking me for different types of games that we play physically to now translate online and play remote, given the pandemic. So there is a game that I like to play, and I've carried it over, which is the ballpoint game or a game of Scrum. And if you've played this game before, I apologize. I'm going to quickly regurgitate what the game is, and then I'll show you how I've had to tweak it to make it carry over virtually. Okay, so let's just start with the rules of the game, and I'll walk you through these elements as we go. So the rules of the game, you will have 1 minute as a team to complete as many passes as possible. But what is a pass? Well, a pass is whereby you have to move a ball through each player. So for it to be a pass, as you can see here, you've got balls available and you've got the team. You've got 5 players in this case, in this training session I ran, and you've got to move one of these balls from each player and you've got to get it into the bucket. You can decide how to organize as you know, as a team yourself, self-organization, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So if you wanted to move your player cards closer to make the travel of the ball easier, go ahead, knock yourself out. And you can decide who will keep a tally of your score as well. Now, here's an interesting part. With this game, when you pass a ball, you have to try and make sure that the ball lands in the zone of each player card. So if you move a ball from here to here and it lands on the white, that means you've missed the zone on your first drag from here to here. Every time you do that, you deduct a point. So you want to take a ball from here to here, it lands on the green, and from here to here. If it lands outside of the green card, the zone or the area, you lose a point. Now, what we're trying to illustrate with that small mechanic there is when people go too fast, they drop the ball when they play it physically. So in this game, when you play too fast, people often throw the ball out of the card. And so we're trying to gently, put that message out of going too fast is actually false economy, and you want to try and do it right the first time round. What else? So you kick off, you've got 1 minute, it's quite a short round. And before then, they have their planning meeting. So they're going to plan how many passes do we think we can do. They give a prediction and they say, fine, we went for 16. And when they play the actual game, they say, oh gosh, actually, in this case, they only got 9. You're running every single Scrum event, bar the daily Scrum. So using the sprint planning meeting to decide on what you can do. Then you have the sprint to actually do the work. Then the review of what you went for and what you got. And then a retrospective to say, right, what are we going to do better? Now, on the whole, the planning meeting's a minute. And for all of the other events, I use a minute as well. So, without a daily Scrum, planning meeting 1 minute, the sprint 1 minute, the review 1 minute, the retro 1 minute is 4 minutes for each sprint. So that encompasses all the events. And so this is, as I say, you can really, really still get the most out of the ballpoint game through these mechanics. Can get a bit fiddly and a little bit tricky. So it does pay for, learners to maybe get acquainted with Miro beforehand, but it doesn't always happen. People don't always do it. But, 5 minutes and they can go for it. Questions that you might have, well, how do you know that one person hasn't just taken a ball and gone, bosh? You don't. So one of the things that I like to do, other than work on trust, is either the person that I co-train with, I might be cheeky and say, in the first round, you're going to have someone project manager this. So somebody's watching what's going on there in a very playful way so that they can see that someone's doing the old caricature of command and control. And after doing that for the first round, or you may nominate for something the team, starts to build up a norm of, look, if we want this game to work and we want to get the best out of it, we probably want to make sure that, we follow suit and it goes around each player. And more often than not, there's always 1 or 2 people in the team that, will want to keep one another honest for those extra cheeky competitors who just want to dunk it into the bucket. So that's really it. A game of Scrum. You can create this yourself really easy if you want it. I can send you this, no problem. The elements are the rules, the ball's available, you've got the team, you've got the green player cards as the zones or the areas, then you have the score you keep and, of course, the bucket. And in that way, we can really help people understand how empiricism, in other words, evidence-based thinking, can really, really be a useful way of improving through the Scrum framework, which is brought to life through the events and through the behaviors and interactions that the team start to pick up on, i.e., cards being closer together, having the right type of communication, picking up on sort of what's not working in the retrospective. And as they go through the storming stage and work more closely, they can start speaking more openly about, what they really think, which is key to improvement. Okay, I hope that was I hope that was an improvement, maybe another improvement to my other videos. Hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Oh, don't want to cancel the recording, do I?